Okay, second test on the microphones. I've added another mic since we have a dual microphone system. I can put one in front of me and one on my lapel, and hopefully that'll work. Let's turn on the blower motor above me, and let's see how well that works. And then we can turn on the small fans down below. Best investment in the world, turn on and off your fans without having to get up and walk around and mess around with all of that. This is an introductory video for some of the stuff that we're going to be doing in the future. What I want to do is maybe teach some of the methods. I'm not going to teach a lot of my patterns and the things that I do to get my particular pattern done. But what I would like to do is possibly, there, that shows that off a little bit better. What I might do is just go over some basics on how to with certain things that you might need to know as a beginning airbrush artist when it comes to paints, reductions, that sort of thing. These baits only have the high gloss UVLS clear on right now. They don't have their final clear. I like to shoot the UVLS down on a high gloss, not the regular gloss, but the high gloss. And what that allows me to do is see where I have anything going on that I might have to maybe add some color to it, maybe knock a color back. You can shoot a magenta over a green and it'll kind of pull it back a little bit if it's too bright, you know, that sort of thing. So this gives me a good starting point for me to see where the bait actually is as far as the coloration. Do I have enough of an effect that I want on it? If I wanted to do a chameleon or a flip on the back of this guy and go from like a purple to a blue, you know, is there enough on there? Do I need more? Did I not put on enough so that it's actually showing maybe a dark color underneath there? So this really gives you a good idea of what it's going to look like when they're clear coated, because you can see it's got a good high gloss clear on there. It allows any of the effect paint that you've put down, whether it be a pearl or a highlight and that sort of thing, to show through. With a lot of the custom paints, they won't show through. The mica won't show through until after clear coat really gets on there and you can see it. Then that's when it really comes alive and you can see how much of an effect you have. If you want to knock back a pearl, you can always put a little bit of a darker color over the top of it. If you didn't have enough of, let's say, a flip color that you wanted to put on the back of a lure, then this is the time to add it, because you can shoot right over the top of this UVLS high gloss, and then you can gloss back over the top of it and see if you've got enough on there, and then you can put your final clear on. So this is kind of your testing ground. This is where you can see the effect or lack thereof, if that's what we're talking about, on your bait. I also have a daylight light up above there. That's why it looks different when I pull it from here to here. This is more of what it would look like outside in the sun. This will show you the coloration that you have. So I have a daylight balanced light up above that I can see exactly where the colors are. If you can see the pink that's just kind of like right through here, this fleshy tone that I have just sneaking in there, you lose it as soon as it goes back into the LED lights. It's almost non-existent. I can barely see it sitting here with the bait. If I move it out into this light, Now I can see what it's going to look like. So that also gives me an idea what the baits are going to look like once they get outside, once they're in the sunlight. So you need both. You need the UVLS clear and a good test light, if you will. It's mainly for painters, custom painters. If we want to see something and we really want to throw some daylight on a test spray out or something like that, we can do that with this. With this light, and it really shows off the colors, and it shows off, you know, how the bait will look when it's outside, which is for me kind of paramount. I don't want to keep running outside, coming back in, running outside, coming back in. Oh, what does that look like? What does the effect look like? You know, that sort of thing. That's not what I want to do. What I want to do is sit at my desk and here at my booth and spray something, and then be able to grab a light and look at it. I use a lot when I'm doing tests on the backs of spoons so that I can see what that's going to look like once it hits the sunlight. That's a good idea of what it's going to look like when it goes outside, when it's underneath this light. As an example, I have a lot of different spoons here. I don't know if those are flashing or not. Let me blow these guys off. They're a little dirty. All right, that'll have to do. So these guys here, I don't know if that's flashing in the video or not, but it looks like that light, the one light's flashing. But this is what these will look like outside. This is the color of these chameleons that I've got here. This way I can see what they look like before I put them on a bait. I can see what they look like when they're test sprayed. But if I put them underneath here, they take on a whole different coloration than underneath this warmer daylight, sunlight. It's basically bringing sunlight inside. So there's a lot of these things a lot of these spoons that I've shot, and a lot of these different colors that I've done. But underneath this light, it looks way different than it would underneath this light. They just kind of lose a little bit underneath here. And this is what they would actually look like. And being that the light up there is a warmer light, and a lot of the LEDs in the booths are like a cooler light. They're about a 5,000 Kelvin balance. They have a white light, which isn't what you're going to have outside. This light up above, as you can kind of see on my hand, I think it's flashing really bad on the screen. I hope it's not in the video right now, but it's a warmer light. If I put a hand back here, you can see it's a cooler light. So there's the difference in the lighting. So when you have one of those lights, you're actually seeing what that bait's going to look like outside.